coffee or tea, pull up a chair, and just hang out with us for a while. We already got Maria in the chat. Hi, Maria,
Hi,
one of the
Maria.
regulars. I got Michelle on with me today. Charlotte was supposed to be here as well, but I hear there are like two towers down. She doesn't have cable internet connection. She relies on uh the cellular towers, and she's real rural, you know. Apparently two towers are down in her area, and she's able to like make phone calls, even send some messages, some texts. But when she tries to do anything on the net or get certain like apps to work, like Zoom, she can't get it to work. And so she was unable to join us tonight. But I've got Michelle.
I am
Yeah.
here.
And Michelle's not even feeling that good, but she joined us anyway. She's got the whole, with the breathing and her
Yeah,
voice might sound a little, but at least
off
you can talk,
kilter.
Michelle.
Yes, I'm still able to talk. If I go quiet, it's just because I'm
Mhm.
probably coughing or I'm still here.
How's Dan? What's Dan doing?
Um, let's see. Dan is probably at the moment taking one of our granddaughters to work,
Oh,
and then he'll join the live or the in the chat.
in the chat. Yeah. Uh,
Yes.
but he's a member, so he can actually join the Zoom. Yeah, that's what we've
Yes.
changed. In fact, this is the very first show that we're doing this. So we're not really expecting anybody to show up because, you know, people have to hear everything 7, 8, 9 times before they actually, go, oh, I should do that. So what we're kind of doing is we had these private Zoom discussions and Q&As, mentoring sessions for our members and our students in my course. And they were typically on the second and fourth Sundays of the month. Well, we've decided to combine them. See, we do a Zoom, which we send to the YouTube studio to do these YouTube shows. So we figured that, hey, our paid members can join us on these Zooms. We'll use them just like the Q&A discussion session. Of course, it's not going to be private anymore. It's going to be broadcasted on YouTube. But it's one of the perks of being a member. So you can pop up if you're a member. We have the Zoom links for each show that you can come on in the members only group, the private group for members on the website. And it's psychic.cafe/guild members, or just click groups and search through. If it ends and doesn't get down to where it is, click see more, and it'll give you more groups. Because it's like one of the first groups we created, so it's all the way at the bottom. And you go in there, and we have the Zoom links and the days and times and everything all there for you. And you can pop on one of these Zooms. You can be on video with us, just like this. Or if you don't want to be on video, that's fine. You can just do the audio.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to dial in, we actually have phone numbers. Now, I'm not going to put out the phone numbers like for everybody, because only like one person in a thousand is going to want to do that. But if you contact me and you say, I want to be on this show and dial in, I'll give you the whole, welcome email that has all the phone numbers, like all around the world, and the codes, passwords, everything to get into the Zoom. So if you're a member, you can join us on the Zoom. You can ask questions. It's for mentoring, coaching you in your business or in tarot or numerology. You can ask all those kinds of questions. But because we're doing the show, you can ask for a mini reading too. Maybe you want a mini reading on your business
Mm,
because you're a member of the Tarot Guild. How about that, Michelle? And what we're going
absolutely.
to do, and this is what we're going to do, you don't have to be, this actually works for all of you listening too. You can join the guild. You don't have to be a professional reader or psychic or anything like that. This is one of the big perks. So if you just want to hang out with us and you want us to take your question first, just like how we do it with the coffee page, and now we've got the super chats. Well, if you're a member, Now you can pop on these Zooms, be right up here with us, and we can chit chat with you and do a reading for you. And we're going to give priority to our members that ask questions or ask for a reading here in the Zoom. We're going to take them first. So it's worth getting the membership. And in fact, we have it on sale right now. You can go to the website, you can grab it for $99 for life. No, not $99 a year, not 99, $9.99 a month, nothing like that. For life. Now this is going to go
Yep.
away, and we're going to have a different thing next week for, I think it's next week already, for like
Yeah.
Valentine's Day. We're going to do a Valentine's Day special. It's probably going to be a discount like on the annual membership, and the lifetime membership's going away. So grab the lifetime membership. That means you can pop on any of these Zooms. You can hang out. If you're into tarot, you can show us your tarot cards. And you're into Lenormand or Oracle cards or what have you. You got questions about tarot. You got questions about reading cards. Doesn't have to be tarot. You can ask about Oracle card reading, Lenormand, Kepler, numerology. We do a lot of other stuff. Like if Charlotte was here, whenever Charlotte's here, you can ask about animal communication because she
Hmm.
does that, psychic mediumship, psychic development. It's really worth the membership, even if you're not planning on going pro, because you get access to these live Zooms. Now, all the rest of our audience, you guys are watching on YouTube. We are going to take questions from YouTube, from our chat. We take them in the order that they come in, unless you grab us a cup of coffee. I guess I should pop that up here while I'm thinking about it. Psychic.cafe/coffee. Send us a cup of coffee. And then what you can do is let us know in chat. And guess what? We'll take your question first. The other way you can do it is just grab a super chat, because right down there where you type in your chat stuff on the YouTube channel, there's like a dollar sign. It looks like an outline of a dollar bill and it's white. You know, just click that and then you can send a super chat. Same thing. You can send, and with super chat, you can do super stickers if you want to. But the super chat is neat because you can type the question in and we'll see it pop up there. It's all colorful and everything, So we'll read your question and take it first, even if there's a whole bunch more in the queue. But again, if you're a member and you join us here on the Zoom with your camera or audio, your microphone, we take your questions and your reading requests first. So if you're a member, know that you can join us. In fact, if you're listening to us right now, there's still time to pop on. You can pop in whenever you want. You can leave whenever you want. Just go over to, and here I'll put up the link for you guys. And if you just want to join us in the chat, go to this one, psychic.cafe live. But it's guild members. There you go. Okay. So that's the URL. Go over to psychic.cafe/guild members. If you're a member, you can get into the private group. And right there at the top, like the first post, maybe the second post, I think it's the first one, you'll see the Zoom link for today's date, February 5th. Just click that. Join us in the Zoom. I think it's a great new feature. What do you think, Michelle?
I think it's a fantastic feature. I've used it a couple of times and I
Mm-hmm.
love it. When I used the when I used the super chat,
Yeah, I remember that.
I
Yeah.
um no, when I use the super sticker with you guys, it's really cool because you can put in the sticker. I
Oh,
used the super chat in another group and I got to put in, it didn't let me do a long sentence, but I got to put
oh,
in a
yeah,
little bit and it highlighted it. And then she saw my name and then she looked for my longer question. So it's really
exactly.
cool. Yeah, it highlights
I
who
was
you
going to
are.
say, yeah. So if you can't get your whole question in, with a super chat, I mean, it's real easy to say, can I have a message from the universe? That'll fit. But if
Yep.
not, say, hey, my question's below.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
type in your long question. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe, like and subscribe. Yep.
Yay.
like us. They really like us. They do. Oh gosh. And then we have Crystal's game vault. We'll just say Krista. Krista came in. Uh okay, so she's got a question. I'm going to try to grab this. I'm not going to read the whole thing right now, but I'm going to put it in our questions. Krista, because I already have Maria's in there, and we'll be doing questions in just a minute here.
Yep.
We'll get started. We got a couple of things because on today's show we're going to talk about an alternative to the classic uh, Celtic Cross. I call it Tarot Squared. I invented it 20 years ago, and it's a very versatile spread and much less unwieldy. And you'll see in just a minute. Before we do that, let's go do the cards of the day.
Yes.
So, oh, wait, you guys see this? Okay, bum, 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 bum. The Ten of Swords in the Tower. Oh my God. I almost, almost never get these two cards together. And if you get these two cards together, it's like, oh my God. So something catastrophic is going to happen when you get, or has already happened when you get these two cards. I mean, it could be job loss, a divorce, a severe illness, or even death in the family. But it's important to remember that this pairing also suggests that a new beginning is on the horizon because you'll see in the background of the Ten of Swords, the sun coming up, the dawn is coming up. So it can be an overwhelming experience. However, it's important to remember that it's not the end. So if you already have had something happen, you want to latch on to that dawn coming up. You want to latch on to, okay, there's a way forward, and put all your focus not on the crisis that just happened, but moving forward. What do you really want? And start focusing on that, writing it down, journaling it, visualizing it, right? If this hasn't happened yet, well, here's your warning. Something might happen in the next couple of days. So prepare now. Right, Michelle?
That's right. Well, I was pulling some cards while you were reading, and
Okay.
I got the Four of Wands and the Page of Cups. So, what I'm seeing here is all this destruction is going on around you. So here's what you need to do during this time is
Mm-hmm.
it is okay to remember, to reflect, take that time to rest and rejuvenate yourself. The page is saying submerge yourself in the elements, not just the water, but be grounded and balanced,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what's going to make you feel like you are at peace within yourself. So you see, you've got the fire, the water. Up here, you've got the air because that's all around you, holding you all together. And the earth is in there. So you've got all these elements. So what you need to do is be balanced, okay? Ground yourself, be balanced during this time, and use the strength of everything that holds you together, love, because that's what's going to get you through
Mm-hmm.
the cards of the day.
And I had this thought that what you got in those cards and what I got, um, it could also just be for all of us, especially here in the United States with all the chaos going on right now.
Yes.
You
So
know,
true. So true.
it very well could be, very well could be. So I already pulled cards for Maria's question. I have a question which is yes, no. I'd like um I'm wondering if Philip did watch a movie called Subservience that I did tell him not to watch. And I don't know, Michelle, if you want to pull a card on this too, just see what you get. I already pulled cards. I got four no's and a yes. So this is what I'm seeing here, Maria, is I don't think he's watched that movie. I really don't. But we can see what's going on. Here's the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is facing the Page of Cups, and the King of Cups is here too. Okay. So you are facing them. Okay. And I think it's representative of Philip here. And both of their focuses are not back towards you. They're focused on what they're focused on. Okay. I did get the Wheel of Fortune. That was the one yes card that I got, but it's a strong no getting for. So I don't think he's watched that, but even if he has, I know you said a lot in the chat, and I'm not going to read it all and bore everybody, but you guys can, even if you're watching in the replay, you can follow along in the chat, guys, because the chat shows up. If you're on a phone, you actually have to swipe it over and go to what it'll say, go to what the live chat was during the live, and go to that, and then you can follow along and see everything that Maria said. But basically talking about, how would you put it, Michelle? You read it. Talking about, like, she doesn't like it when he watches these movies
Exactly.
that are about breaking up, or they're about other things like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Things that are encouraging the drift between in the relationship. And
However, we assume he's an adult, and he
yes.
he should be able
And
to watch whatever he wants.
and when I got a card, I got the King of Pentacles. And so for me, this is Philip, and he is very focused on one thing right now. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's money because it's pentacles, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he is doing his thing. And the more you tell him, don't do that, he's a grown man. He's going to do that. And he's going to keep staying focused on this thing because you're up here in his ear over here saying, stop it, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And he doesn't want a mom. He that's not what he's looking for. So here's what you need to do. Okay. The second commandment is about not worshiping idols, but it's not. Okay. It's about not giving away your power. Okay. The divine power is within you. You are giving away your own power and letting
Oh yeah.
other people interrupt your own brain thoughts, your own power, your own inner strength to connect with your higher you. So you need to let him be him no matter what, even if it hurts, and it's gonna hurt bad, but let him do him, and you do you. You work on getting you strong and ignore what he's doing. And when you are strong in your own self, you will have the ability to make the decision to stay or
Mm.
go. Okay.
And
So
Maria says,
there you
Michelle,
go.
you're so good. Yes, I'm giving my power. And she says, yes, Miss Michelle. So there you go. Hope that helped you out, Maria. We're gonna do Krista's. Sani came in. I can't pronounce the whole name, and I would totally butcher it, so I'm just gonna call them Sani. Hi, Sani.
Hi,
And
Sonny.
Sani's got a question. I'm gonna grab that and put it in the queue here. Sani Kuti, but I'm just gonna call them Sani because it's easier for me. So I'm going to pop their question in. And oh, Dan popped in. We do not agree with the fakes out there. Between Michelle and I, we read tarot, oracle,
Oh,
numerology, evidence-based mediumship, spiritual life coaching, and we are constantly growing. Okay.
it was a conversation he was having with Maria.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was talking to in the chat. I just happened to scroll back up and I saw him there, you know. So, let's see. We'll wait for more questions to come in. Let's do Krista's, and then we'll do the
Okay.
We'll do the topic for today, get that out of the way. I want to dive into content creation, but I'm not sure what should have the most of my energy. Does spirit have any guidance on which one? It's spirituality, gaming, or fashion lifestyle. I guess you could just pull a card for each one. Michelle's working on. You know what? I'm going to do that too. I'm gonna pull. Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, let's see here.
Oh, I got one of the card of the days, Michelle.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, when it comes to spirituality, I
Mhm.
actually got the Emperor.
Oh wow.
And with the Emperor, that is a very good card. It is a yes card, it is a major arcana. And when you mix that with the Wheel of Fortune, you have two yeses for spirituality. That is a great content to go into. The next card I got was it's the Ten of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Or I'm doing the Wheel of Fortune with all three of your cards. Okay. And so the next one was gaming. When it comes to gaming, if you take the move to go into gaming, you do not need to take this alone. It is a dream that it's like a gamble. There's a lot of choices to be made. Again, you don't need to do it alone. 10 is a good card, it's a good emotional card. But again, it's a very emotional thing. I can see where it can get out of balance a little bit, just because of the emotions involved. And then for the fashion and lifestyle, we have the Knight of Swords. So as the time turns with the Wheel of Fortune again, this one here is saying this is a good one to take. You can go into this. It looks like it's good to go, ready. It's probably one of the best options you see available, but is it emotionally satisfying?
Which
With
one's
this
that?
one, the Knight of Swords,
For which of the three?
the fashion and lifestyle.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah, fashion and lifestyle. It is a good choice, but is it going to not emotionally, is it going to help you to express your communicational ideas the way you want them to?
Right. Yeah.
So, with that being said, both of these are good cards, but the
Mhm.
best yes card would be the spirituality.
I pulled cards, and all three of them, two are major arcana, one is the Six of Cups. All three of them are a yes card. So really, any three of any one of those three, you could make it work. Now, this is the thing. For spirituality, I got the Tower card, which we just talked about. That's the card of the day. Okay. So even though technically in my system, major arcana cards are a yes, yeah, I if I was gonna try, Michelle, to put a positive spin on this, I could say, okay, if you're going to do the spirituality one, it's going to require a shift in foundations, because
Mm-hmm.
that's the other meaning of the Tower card. Besides catastrophe, it also means a shift in foundations. So you may have to shift things a bit. The next one was gaming, and I got the Hanged Man. Now, interestingly, when I look at Krista's name, it's Krista's Game Vault. So she's into this stuff. Okay. If you have an established presence, this card could be saying, yeah, there might be a slight delay, but you really could do it. This is, very positive for the gaming. All right. However, two things. One is, again, there's a delay, but also he's hung himself upside down so he can see the world 180 degrees upside down from the rest of us. He can see things that we're not seeing. So this is one of the thinking outside the box cards. So if you're going to go with gaming, which is an oversaturated um, topic area for doing how'd she word it, content creation, it,
Mm-hmm.
it's oversaturated. So you would have to think of a different angle, a different way of doing it. What
Yeah.
what's everybody doing wrong that you could change and do it the right way? Or what's everybody doing and how can you do it a different way that puts your own unique spin on it, that so you're not just doing a gaming channel like everybody else is doing on YouTube. And then lastly, and I love this question, by the way, that the whole question, it's fun. Fashion and lifestyle, I got the 6 of Cups. 6 is the number of success in numerology. And I often tell people when they ask me, I don't know what to do, I tell them, okay, look back to your past, especially around the age of 6, give or take. So 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. But in that 6 area, 6, 7, look back to that. What made your eyes light up? Now, if you say, well, fashion and lifestyle is what I was always interested in when I was 6 years old, and it's nostalgic to me because the 6 of Cups in tarot is literally the nostalgia card. So if you have a deep connection with that, fashion and lifestyle might be the way to go. Again, like gaming, oversaturated, but how can you put your twist on it? Spirituality, again, that's oversaturated too. They're all oversaturated, but the clue here is this Hanged Man card. How can you look at the situation thinking outside of the box, different from everybody else, and do something different? There you go. So we'll get to Sani's question. I don't know. Did we get any more in here? Krista's saying how that makes sense. Okay, she said, but not an established presence. All are at the beginning pretty much. So if they're all at the beginning, I'd go with, that fashion lifestyle. I know Michelle, you were a little bit off-putting on that one, but compared to gaming, I think it'd be harder to get into gaming and make a go of it. You know, the gaming channels in general, I don't know how well they're doing, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep. But we'll come back to Sani's question.
Absolutely.
Sani's next, but real quick, we're going to do our topic. Yay, our topic. And I was unable to load the slides, so I'm going to jury rig it and basically just I'm gonna share my screen here. And I just noticed that the share the screen thing disappeared, and I'm trying to get it to come back. There it is. Okay. And I'm going to share a portion of my screen. I can't do it quite right. It's not, no, this thing just does not want to adjust for me. Wait, there, maybe it's working now where I can adjust this. How's this looking to you,
Yeah,
Michelle?
yeah, that looks good.
Let me see if I can get this to shrink down a little bit here. I think that's the smallest we can get it. Okay, so here's the traditional Celtic cross. And, stay with me, Michelle, and give me, your input on this. We just did a whole thing on 3 card spreads. And then we did my 5 card yes, no spread. And by the way, if you missed either of those, go back in the archive and watch it, zip forward to when we're talking about it. Right. And there's also free workshops on them too, available on the playlist on our channel, by the way, not just the 2 recent shows that we did as well. So here's the traditional Celtic cross. It's called a cross, obviously, because you've got the cross there, and then you've got the crossing card in the center, crossing the up and down one, right? And then we call it the staff off to the right, the 4 cards up the right here. So traditionally, this is what they are. Okay, there's 10 placements. A lot of people are afraid of this because there's so many cards. It's actually a lot easier than people think it is. But I'm a big proponent of that 5 card yes no. And what did I say about the 3 card spreads, Michelle? Um,
Oh
you could
goodness.
be a professional reader and never do anything but 3 card spreads. It
Yep.
really, there's so many good spreads, or just laying cards out, right?
Yep.
So the first card is what covers you, and the reason why they call it that is because originally we would put a qualifier, a card representing the person, the client, or write their name on a piece of paper and then cover it with that card one. And that's basically what's going on now. Really, that's the situation. Two is what's crossing that situation. It could be what's blocking you, things like that. Three, what's beneath you. So the foundation of the situation. Four is what's behind you, the recent past. Six, what's ahead of you, the near future, right? And that's where you get the past, present, future. Actually, card 4, 1, and 6 is the past, present, future.
Oh, that's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then card 7, when we're getting into the staff, what we're looking at is more details on things surrounding the situation. Like 7 is you yourself. So it could be how you interpret what's going on. But 8 is what's around you. So your house, your family, close friends, close, coworkers and everything, how they see everything. Then 9 is hopes and fears. So this card could mean either. It could be what you're really hoping for, which, by the way, also relates to card 5. That's what
Mm-hmm.
is above you, what crowns you. Okay, so that's your what you really want to happen, what the you really want the outcome to be. And then 9 would be your hopes related to that, or your fears about how it might not come to be. And then 10 is what will come, right?
Exactly.
Now, there's a lot of variations on the Celtic cross. Like, some people go through the whole spread to the 10 card and then add additional cards off to the right, which is just more additional information or stepping stones going forward, or, however you want to do it, really. And uh, there's a lot of weird, different versions. And and the thing I want you to get from this is not to get confused or anything, but just to realize that there's variations, and that look how unwieldy this is. You'd have to have a giant card table to do this.
Yeah, you would.
And so that brings me to Tarot Squared, and why I originally created it. Over 20 years I created it. I started teaching it 20 years ago, but it was over that because that's when I started reading, and I was mostly reading in coffee shops. And there's small coffee tables, and I couldn't fit a tarot squared if I wanted to. Sorry, I couldn't fit
A Celtic cross.
the traditional Celtic cross would not fit. And so I'm thinking to myself, how could I make it fit? Well, you can already see here. What have I done? I removed the crossing card in the middle. So now if I remove the crossing card and then I take the cards from the staff and move them down into these positions surrounding the cross, I get a nice cube shape, and this is tarot squared, which fits nicely on a small table. So you can do a full Celtic cross reading, but having it all, in a small area. So it's not as unwieldy. And you can take it just like uh, the positions in the Celtic cross, which, by the way, are all over the place. But here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you can just read it like this. Just lay
Yeah.
the cards down and read a traditional Celtic cross. The only thing we're doing is fixing the logistics. However, as I started to look at this and work with it, I started to notice something, that the way it was laid out was 3 card spreads. Where did we hear that
Yes.
recently?
I wonder.
Yes. In fact, there are three card spreads here. Oh, wait a minute.
No, there's more.
Yeah,
Actually,
there's
there's
more.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a three card spread. Here's a three card. Here's a three card.
And diagonal.
Uh-huh.
And diagonally, look at
Right.
that.
Yep. Don't forget the diagonals.
That's
That's how I
right.
would, yeah.
So what we end up here is what I call the tarot squared matrix. Okay. And how this makes it very, very interesting. And I need to actually bounce back to the beginning of this when we were talking about the different three card spreads. You know how I always talk about one of the reasons, besides it being unwieldy, that I don't like talking, or sorry, I don't like reading with these large spreads, or any spread for that matter, is because you have each placement and that information is limited because you only have one card. Okay. But what this does is not only does it make it geometric and easy to work with and so forth, but it gives you instead three cards for each placement. So this first three card spread at the top could be what crowns you, but like card five. But instead of just being card five, you have three cards to give you information about that one placement. And the same thing with card one, what's going on right now, the heart of the matter, the situation, and then what's the foundation, right? And so
Exactly.
and then when we get to these vertical ones, we're talking about here's three cards for the recent past. Here's three cards for the here and now. Here's a three card spread for the future, the near future. But then we also have the diagonal. So remember, I took the crossing card away, but here you have three cards. That is and I forget, it's been so long. I forget what I used to call it. I think I called it the axis of blockage or something like that. Here's the three cards that are blocking you, but here's the three cards, the axis of manifestation. It's like the outcome. It's and steps on how to get there.
Hey, Dax, could I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm sorry because I came in a little late. I didn't realize you guys were on until I saw I was going through email. So I'm glad I caught that. So my question.
By the way, hi, Judy.
Hi,
That's Judy.
we need to get together.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, honey. Deborah keeps telling me you got to talk to Dax. Deborah's that gal. That's how I.
Oh, Deborah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
By the way, you guys can turn your cameras on. We're done with the.
Well, I'm in the dark, so here,
you can just stay on audio, but I want Michelle to come back.
Okay.
We want to, because I want to get her interaction here.
Yeah. So let me see if I can do this. It's going to be dark. I'm in the dark. See, I'm in the dark.
Oh, I can see you though.
Hold on. I was really in the dark. Okay. There.
Yeah.
So I was kind of being a little night owl here. So hi, Michelle. You're so cute. I love that your big beautiful tree of life.
Oh, thank you.
So my question, Dax, was you're right about the not having enough room. If you could see my little space, it's not very big, but
mine's this way too. It's like this wide here. And this is how I do my readings, on Zoom, and I'm using the same desk and I have this much room.
Yeah, very limited. So my question to you was, when you were doing 333, is that when you do your reading, is it always going to be the same? Because what I do is when I get a reading, I ask like whatever the question that they have to start off with, right? Then I kind of go through my little, I have stuff everywhere, like all of these books, and I'm sure you guys do too. And then I kind of like go through either something that I could figure out, oh, I can do it my normal way, or I go, well, no, I think I need a little bit more help. So I go to a book, like several books that I have, and I'll kind of flip through them. And I thought, okay, well, this is the spread that I need, because maybe, like, for example, I had a client who had a question on should she purchase this program that she wanted. Was there a yes or a no? So then I was looking through some books, and I did find a really good one that was what I felt was really clear on how to go about doing a yes or no. It had like steps to it. And then I did that with her, and it was
Yeah.
really amazing that it came out really
Well,
well.
we just did that. We just did my 5 card yes no spread. So
Oh.
the last 3 shows that and there's workshops on it too in the playlist on the YouTube channel that says workshops. We have a 3 card workshop, we have the 5 card yes no, and we have tarot squared. But we wanted to do it on the shows just briefly to get people interested, and then they can go and watch the whole workshop. But if you go back to the last 3 shows, we did 3 card spreads, and we did my 5 card yes no, and now we're doing this one. And honestly, I don't use tarot squared anymore. The reason why I'm sharing it is because some people want to start their readings out, and they start all the readings out the same way. It's kind of fortune teller-esque. And I don't do that. I'm a life coach. I'm not a fortune teller. And so even though I might do some predictive stuff, I always tell people that, hey, it's up to you whether you want to go there or not. And but for the people that want to do it that way, that they want to start out every reading with a large spread with a large amount of information, this is just a less unwieldy way of doing the Celtic Cross and going beyond the Celtic Cross, because you can use the embedded 3 card spreads that we just showed. And it's awesome. And what I want people to do, and I'll tell you what I do right now in a minute, but what I want people to do with this that want to use this is I want you to make it your own. I want you to play with it. Maybe you do the 3 card spreads in different ways. I already said in the beginning there when I was first showing it that, hey, you could just do it like a traditional Celtic Cross. Here's card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You just don't have the crossing card. That's all.
Right.
And 9 would be the outcome.
So then,
But I don't even do that anymore. I sit down with the client and I let them ask the questions and I pull the cards. If they ask me a yes, no right off the top, I pull 5 cards. I do the yes, no. But now I've got 5 cards, as we taught on the show about this. Now we've got 5 cards. That's a lot of information. So it's not just a yes, no. In fact, it's way beyond yes, no, because you've got probable yes, definitely yes. You have, which we taught. Go watch the other episode.
Okay, yeah, I definitely
I don't. Yeah, because we're running out of time here already, right. And I don't. And we have more questions, readings in the YouTube chat to get to.
Right.
But I just wanted to let everybody know that I don't even use this spread anymore. I just lay out the 5 cards, do a 5 card yes, no, and then I pull 3 cards. They ask a question, I pull 3. They ask a question, I pull 3. And give them the information that could lead to additional questions, pull 3 cards. If they ask another yes, no, I might pull 5. I might not. I might start pulling out 1, 2, 3, and then I'm like, I pretty much have the picture. I don't need to go any further. I'm not going to do the 5, and then I'll just start pulling more. And that's how I read now, is very on the fly, really no positions. If I use any positions at all, when I lay the 5 cards out and I look to see how many yeses and nos there are, and then when I start, expanding on that answer, and I'm looking at the 5 cards, I may look at the card in the very center as the here and now, and that card being the primary focus. I call it the heart of the matter card. And then the 2 cards going to the left are going towards the past. The 2 cards on the right are going towards the future. If I'm using any positions at all, that's what it would be. Yep.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah. So let's I'm glad you could join us. You're the very first one, now that we have this new format where we're doing our live Q&A and discussion sessions and live mentoring while broadcasting on YouTube for our YouTube lives. We just combine them together, which is giving the people on YouTube a lot more stuff. And at the same time, it's giving a lot of perks to our members, because they get priority. You guys come on, you can ask questions like you were just doing, or you can just ask for a reading or whatever. And whoever's on the Zoom with us gets priority.
Nice.
But we're still going to take questions in the chat. And the other thing is, we were only doing 1 to 2 live Q&A mentoring sessions a month. Now we're going to have anywhere between 6 to 8 a month, depending on the month.
Okay, so
Really?
yeah, but you send us that whole list, so we'll
Right.
just
And you
okay.
can just click the link and show up, and hopefully as this progresses, we'll get a bunch of us up here. We'll be like, at least like Hollywood Squares, or the Brady Bunch, Yeah. Let's pop in the chat here real quickly. Let me get rid of this. Don't need that anymore. So there you go, guys. That's my 5-card yes, no. If you want a more in-depth, slower presentation, go to the workshop. And the next question was Sony. I'm trying to get a job in the UK as a surgical registrar. Will I get accepted? You want to pull cards on that, Michelle? Will I get accepted? Very interesting. It starts out good because I get the 7 of Pentacles, moving on to Judgment, which is normally, most of the time it's in your favor, and major arcanas in my system are big fat yeses. But then I hit the 3 of Swords. But here's the neat thing, though, Sony, is after that, I get the 3 of Cups. Okay. So what I'm feeling here is that, your efforts thus far may not get that particular job that you're trying to get right now, but you will eventually be able to get that. If anything's holding you back, it's a little bit of overthinking. And of course, anybody asking a question to a tarot reader, they're overthinking right there, but that's what the 8 of Swords is about. Now, I want to point out, though, that 8 is abundance in numerology, and this is the last card I got. So if you can see your way out from amongst these swords, remember, swords are thoughts and ideas. You're surrounded by all these thoughts and ideas that are blocking you. But if you look really closely in this version, the bonds are very loose. She could wriggle her way out of that and take the blinders off. And that's what you need to do. That's what I got. Michelle, did you pull cards?
I did. I got
What
a
did you get?
lot of I got a lot of really good cards. I am going to say that you very well have a good chance at getting this job. But the first card that I did get is the Five of Wands. And so the job may be available and at your fingertips, but be careful because what you touch could burn, right? So you don't want to jump too quickly. You don't want to take that action too quickly. You don't want to be pushy, bugging them. This is the time to be patient. We got the Empress, okay? For me, the Empress is a lot like Temperance in a way because she is very patient. She is very loving and kind. And to get there, you have to build up with the patience, right? So she's about the waiting game, but your opportunity is there. It's coming. The job is there. However, with the Tower card, there is going to be some there's going to be a lot of changes that have to take place for this new job to happen if this is the right one for you. And then you'll be able to take that leap into the new job. But it's going to be a little bit of a hard road for you to get this job, to get accepted. So be patient and stay on top of it, but don't be overly pushy at the same time. So that's what I'm seeing.
Awesome. So I was just typing in chat here. Maria had a follow-up asking about, I got the 4 no's and 1 yes about Philip and the movie thing, and she asked if that's means more likely to be no. It's yes, and actually much more likely.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very probable no. The only thing stronger is five no's, which is a real absolute no. But it it's pretty strong no. I don't think he's watched that particular movie. And Charlotte popped in. Uh,
Yes. Hi,
finally
Char.
got she finally got
Hey,
her,
hey.
and yeah, and I didn't know if you were going to join us on. I'm glad you're here on the thing because I was reading what you were saying in the chat and I got a little confused. I thought you were saying that you weren't going to make it in, but what you meant was you don't want to turn on the camera because you're already in the PJs and ready, under the covers.
I know it was such a frustrating day, and
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna get on, but then I'm like,
two towers were out. Wow.
yeah, yeah, and and for the better part of the day too. And the thing is that the AT&T tech support had no clue. I had to call the
Lovely.
AT&T store finally at the end of the day, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we can see right here that two towers are down." And I specifically asked AT&T tech support, "Can you check the towers in my area?" And whether they
Brilliant.
just like shined me on and didn't even look. Instead, I mean, I was literally on tech support for almost 4 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I gotta come get me some good Dax and Michelle energy.
Yeah.
And
We're
I
glad
got
you're
hit.
here.
I have to say, the intuitive hit that I got about the surgical register question,
Yeah.
registrar, uh, was I immediately saw. I mean, I obviously don't know what this person looks like, but I saw, like, what I saw was, a working hospital, somebody walking down the hall, people asking questions, and that was my immediate intuitive hit that I got as soon as I heard that question. I don't have my cards out,
That's
so
okay.
I can't verify with that, but
We like your intuitive hits though,
that was the immediate
Charlotte.
intuitive hit that I got, was seeing you successfully in a hospital, and feeling pretty good about it. So
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
I'm glad you were able to pop on. I'm so glad Judy popped on because we didn't expect anybody because
Yeah.
even
No.
though I sent out the email and I sent out, oh my God, 24 Facebook groups with 10,000 or more people on them, our Facebook groups, Twitter, Instagram, sent out all those
Everywhere.
emails to like 70 people. I didn't expect anybody to show up, to be honest with you. And it always takes, when we make these changes, it always takes, 3 or 4 times before people catch on. But I
Yeah.
think, what I think is going to happen, Michelle and Charlotte, because you guys are like regular hosts. I think that this is actually, I don't know, I'm getting a really good feeling about it. Like this could turn into something really cool when
Yeah.
there's, say, 9 of us on here and,
yeah, and the
and a
the other
bunch of
thing
us pulling cards for people.
Yeah,
the
I
other
agree.
thing that the other thing that you have to take into consideration is, one, okay, we started a new platform, so to speak, tonight, but we also changed nights again.
That's true too.
So
We were doing,
people
let me tell let me tell everybody, Charlotte, because I forgot to mention that, and that's a big point that we should make, especially people that are going to watch this in archive, say later tonight or tomorrow, that we used to do Monday Fun Day, and Thursday the other hump day, but now we're
yeah,
doing literally the hump day. We're only doing
Yeah.
Wednesdays, but we still are going to have those 2 Sundays and the occasional Saturday. That's the fifth Saturday. I needed to cut back somewhere, but then it's weird because we're cutting back and combining the Zoom Q&A with our shows, but at the same time expanding it for the members. It's really cool. And then of course, we have Michelle's Mystic Corner, which is going to be the second and third and fourth. It was second, fourth. Now it's going to be second, third, and fourth. The fifth, when there's a fifth Saturday, it'll be one of these shows. And then Maria's The Angelic View with Ginger is the first and third Sundays. So we're still on all weekend, every weekend now, and Wednesdays.
Yeah. I like it. Good changes.
Yep. But not seeing any more. Oh, dances could help encourage membership as well. Yeah, it's so worth it to become a member, because then you can come on here, even if you're not planning on learning tarot, numerology, going pro, learning how to start a business, grow a business. You still get, to come on here and anytime you want, and you're going to get priority because you're a member. So if you are normally hanging out in our chat on YouTube, instead you can be up here, either audio only or video and audio, like we're doing. And you can ask questions, you can ask for a reading, message from the universe, what have you, and we're going to take yours.
Yeah.
And if there's a bunch of members in here, guess what? We're going to do all the member ones before we go to the people in the chat on YouTube. So it's totally worth it.
So yeah.
Especially
completely.
with the celebrating 20 years. Yes, we are. Especially with I can't find the right slide. But hey, this one popped up. I guess I should mention you can still grab a 50% off session with me for $49.99. Just go over to my page, psychic.cafe/DAX. This is the one I was looking for, though, is our lifetime membership, which I said at the beginning of the show. It's about to go away. It's 2 payments of 67 or 1 payment of 99 for life. Yes, we normally do $78 a year for membership. If you look at all the other tarot organizations, they're all charging around that, $75 or something like that. We do 78 because the number of cards in the tarot deck. But instead of $78 a year, you pay $99 once for life. And not only that, I'm going to throw in my course, my $299 course free. I'm also going to throw in the first level of certification. So if you haven't gotten your certification yet, it's included with the lifetime membership. It's normally $138 per level. We're throwing it in. Go over and grab it while you still can. Just go over to the website. You'll see this banner. Click on that. I mentioned earlier, of course, our coffee page. Go grab us a cup of coffee. And hey, besides coming on, all the members can, of course, pop on here and ask questions and things like that. But if you want to be a permanent host or start your own show, we'd love to have you as a host on the network. If you've always wanted to do a YouTube channel or podcasting, we used to, we did radio for 15 years, but Blog Talk went away, so we can't do radio. But if you've always wanted to do podcasting or YouTube channel, we already went through the learning curve, 15 years of doing this. So you can get your feet wet without having to try to do it all by yourself. And our coffee socials, once again, that's the Zoom discussion Q&As that we used to have. Now it's every Wednesday, second and fourth Sundays, fifth Saturdays. You can join us on here like Judy just did. I wanted to mention upcoming shows. Let's see, especially Michelle's show's coming up this Saturday, the 8th. Yes, Gratitude in the Face of Tragedy. That's going to be awesome.
Yes, it is. I'm looking forward to it.
And we'll be back on Wednesday. Yep. One last thing real quick before I forget, because this one's big, and gosh, I can't find it now. It's the Cooch Slide. That's the one.
Yes,
And you just got the book.
I did.
Stars, Cards, and Stones is Cooch's latest book. She's authored a zillion books, a lot of them with her husband.
Lots of good information.
Her new one is Stars, Cards, and Stones. So astrology, tarot cards, runes, and we're going to have her exclusive this coming Sunday. Michelle and I are going to be interviewing her and getting deep into her new book. I can't wait. It's been a while since I've been on air. Cooch used to actually host shows on our network. So she said she wanted to come back. She wants to do some astrology workshops for our members. And but she doesn't want to do shows anymore, at least not where she comes on and does readings. She doesn't want to do that, but she'll come on and do an interview here and there when she has a new book, and she'll come on and do workshops for us and stuff. So we're setting up some workshops for later this, during maybe spring or maybe even before. And we're going to be talking about her book. I can't wait to find out why she had to write another book. Holy cow.
How much is the book, Michelle?
Um,
by the way,
he got it for,
I actually have a
say
link
about
for
20.
that. Stars, Cards, Stones. There's the link, folks.
Yes.
Stars, Cards, Stones. And if I let me pop that in. Stars, Cards, Stones. I'll pop it in the chat here for everybody before, Amazon 2-day. You can get it before Saturday, right?
Yep.
And if I go over there, it's $24.99, $25 exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you can get it on Kindle for $3.99, by the way. But yeah, if you want the hardback, it's $24.99. Yeah, it's hardcover too. Yeah,
it is.
It's the original printing, so it's hardback.
I love the hardback.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I have to get out of here.
Yeah.
I actually got stuff to do. But Judy, I hope you'll come back.
Yes.
And so we'll be
every my head on mute, but yeah, definitely, Dax. We'll have to get together. And Michelle, I'm so glad to meet you in person.
Yes, finally.
And I've seen Charlotte before, but we haven't seen her face. But I've seen her.
Oh,
wonderful.
And we have to get
Ellie.
Oh yeah, Ellie, of course. But no, I was thinking of, who was I thinking about?
Pamela.
No, because Judy mentioned when she came on.
Deborah. There's her cards. Yeah. Oh,
I got her cards and I got her deck. We got to get Deborah to just come hang out. She's a member. She can join us.
Yes.
Here, here on the Zooms.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I just got her book too. It's somewhere under all of this stuff.
Yeah. But thanks for everybody for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
And Michelle, and thanks Charlotte for popping in, even if it was towards the end. We always love the energy. And Judy, for being our first victim. You're our first member to actually come on the shows. So so we will see
you could be here.
Yeah, and I'll be in the chat on Saturday for Michelle's show. So I'll see you all Saturday.
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good night, everybody. And we're out of there.